Oh, yeah. Freak out, freak out. Yeah, I'm looking right into the video scope, And this is Macho Man, #1 Macho Man impersonator, past, present, future. Yeah, and I'm here to tell you, you are watching 49er Minded with Bashar. Yeah, the cream of the crop. Dig it?
49er Mind is it's not just a thought process, but a way of life. 49er Mind, 49er Mind, can't shake it. It's 49er Mind that I got. It's 49er Shine that I got. My psyche's on another Frisco Super Bowl. Don't sit slow, cause here we go with a super show. A written go session about our ready to go to session with some well-controlled expressions. Let's talk about that win that we got. Who should have been in the spot? That's how it's been in the spot. Let's roll that back, all that crack, all that straight fumble sack. Or just dial it on up if you wanna talk smack. It don't matter what the storyline, as long as the story aligns with a 49er mind. 49er minded. It's not just a thought process, 49er minded, but a way of life. For sure. 49er minded. Way of life. 49er minded.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to an edition of 49er Minded. Glad to have you guys here. I have my special guest here, Tyler Miller, otherwise known as Fly Ass Mill. If you know 95.7 The Game, The Morning Roast, this guy is one of the most notorious callers on 95.7 The Game. He's actually been in the studio with Bonte Hill and Joe Shasky. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing well, man. Thanks for having me on, man. Congratulations on 1,000 subscribers, bro.
Oh, I really, really appreciate it. It took a while. You know, I was going to start this channel probably back in 2018. And, you know, when people say they're going to do things, but they never get around to doing it, and you just keep saying it over and over again. Eventually got to the point where one day I woke up, I said, you know what? I need to do this. I don't know. I may not know how to do it. I may not know exactly how to do certain things as well as other guys are doing it. Cause I was watching Rombo and I was watching Nothing But Niners with Nick and Mike. Shout out to those two. Those are my dogs. But, you know, I just wasn't sure if I was able to do things the way I wanted it to look. And eventually I got around to it, but, I did it in 2021. So we're basically a little over 2 years right now. And at one point in time, the progress was kind of slow, you know, it was like, damn, I don't think I'm ever going to get there. But just one of those things, you got to keep hacking it and keep hacking it. And I did take some breaks along the way, but I never stopped at the end of the day, you know? So, yeah, shout out to all those who are out there doing the hustle in the content creation community. We have a lot of great 49er content creators out there. So, you know, you guys all know who you are. I've collabed with a whole bunch of you dudes. And, you know, and of course and where was I inspired? I mentioned 95.7 The Game, you know, just from the old radio days of KMBR. Listen, back in the day when I was younger, in my high school days, and, you know, and then later in life, 95.7 The Game came out, and I was definitely listening to them along with KMBR and listen to all those local guys. So a lot of my inspiration drew from there. And I was just like you. I used to be a big time caller, not a big time caller, but I was a caller on KMBR way back in the day, you know. It was fun. And I'll be honest, I kind of prank called Gary Radich a couple times when I was just bored or whatever, you know, my young adolescence, but it is what it is, man.
No, yeah, you got to keep them on their toes, man. I love calling into the radio, especially like you get to a point like when you're on like a job that you're not really feeling and all you want to do is just talk about sports, man. I remember calling into like Bonte's show when he was on High Noon. I'll take a break just to walk outside, just to make a phone call and just yell at him and Guru right quick. And talk about the gang, you know what I'm saying? I forgot. I think that was the season. I want to say the season that's when we went to the Super Bowl. But, yeah, no, it's nothing like interacting with the radio, man. It's super cool.
Yes, sir. I totally agree with you. Let me do this because I have a lot of people who are patiently waiting, and I always like to shout out the chatters because the chatters and my viewers are what makes the show popping, you know, makes the show happen. And, you know, without them, I'd be nothing, and they're part of the 1,000 subscribers. So, and I got my Stella ready. You may not see it because it is green and I have a green screen.
I got my
okay. You got your little. You got your medicine. You got your medicine.
Master for his show for the 1,000 subscribers, man. Shout out to you, man. It's a salute.
All right. So I'm gonna drink up. You drink it up. Cheers. We're smoking. Whatever you gotta do. You got your medicine. Here we go.
It is legal. here in California.
Yeah, let's see, in the beautiful state of California.
Man.
And I was up in Napa not too long ago. I had to get my little gummies. So yeah, hey, they help. They help you go to sleep, help you cure your pain. But we got Kenny in the chat from the Pacific Northwest, says congratulations on 1,000.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, Kenny. You know, you're a big loyal viewer, big good friend of mine. A lot of those people who watch are my friends too. It's not like they're just people that, you know, I don't know, whatever, I'm not connected to. So it's always good to have them around, and I appreciate all of them. So that's Kenny's right there.
Nice. Shout out Kenny. Shout out, man.
Maybe I should disconnect this.
Friends holding it down, bastard.
Yeah. So we got OG JG638 says he's a backup. He's talking about Jimmy G. We got Andy Land's here. He says Niners, go Niners. Went to high school with this dude. Actually, he's a really, really cool guy. What up, Laura Cat? She says, hola, amigo. Have a terrific show. Go Niners. So Laura, who else is here? Patty Bo, is that one of your friends?
Yeah, that's my boy. Yeah. Shout out Patty Bo, co-host.
I think he was here.
Podcast.
Oh, what's the name of the podcast?
I'm on Bay Soil. We're gonna be having our first show coming up here this weekend.
Oh, okay. Do me a favor. Drop me the link for it on the Instagram or on the DM on Twitter.
Okay.
And I'll put it in the description box of this video.
All right, cool.
Eventually.
Cool.
Okay, yeah. I didn't even know you started a podcast. Talk about that. Talk about your podcast. I didn't even know you're doing. Go ahead.
Yeah, nah, man. Really just been a fan of sports forever. And me and my boy Pat, all my homies, Alan, shout out my boy Biddy, you know what I'm saying? All of us, we just always talk about sports, or we're at the games or whatever. So who better to give you guys an actual Bay Area experience talking about sports than the ones from the soil? So, you know what I'm saying? That's pretty much how this came to be. So it should be pretty fun. We're going to the 49ers training camp on Friday. So look for us out there. It's going to be lit. I'm ready to see this quarterback war that we got going on right now.
You called it a war. That's funny.
Man, it's not a war. It's war.
I want to see. They don't let you film too much. They do let you film some things here and there.
Yep.
But whatever you can document, put it up on your Instagram or your Twitter, and I'll retweet it or I'll share it. I definitely want to glance at it. So let us all know what you're doing on Friday and just give us a peek of that.
Sure, I'm out. We're gonna be the ears on the ground and feet in the street, and we're just gonna really get some good footage. I'm really excited to see these practices from like the highlights and everything I've been seeing. It looks like everything is crisp. We got a real good team this year, my friend. I really feel good about this season, bro.
I'm feeling pretty good too. I was kind of being a negative Nancy before training camp kicked off a little bit, just because a lot of the same topics were just being rehashed and it was like a never-ending loophole. But it seems like now we actually have real tangible stuff to talk about. It's a lot more fun and a lot more things to get excited about. So I'm not even done with the shout outs, by the way. So we got Damian Lee, not the guy who played for the Warriors, but this guy's a diehard Niner fan, really, really cool dude. Just congratulations, Bashar. Appreciate you. Platform 246, check out his YouTube channel. Since you've been deserved it, appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
And he knows the struggle, man. It's not. Some people, they had instant success, and that's beautiful. That's great.
Yep.
But not everybody's going to get that thing where they hit the lottery when it comes to, instant success and subscribers. Some of us kind of have to keep hacking it, keep working at it, and eventually we get there. Right. David McNiner's here. Check him out on YouTube as well. Says, let's effing go with 49ers.
Niners.
David McNiner right there. We got Eric Wallace. Where's he at? He's right here. There you go. What's up, Eric? We got John V for the Locker Room Rant. One of my favorite podcasts. I was on there yesterday. John V. Check out the Locker Room Rant. And he's a Niner fan from Ohio, and he grew up with his two friends from Ohio. One's a Buffalo Bills fan. One's a Knicks fan. Sorry, one's a Buffalo Bills fan. The other one's a Cleveland Browns fan. Okay. They're always at each other's throats, yelling back and forth, and it always cracks me up.
That's cool. Different divisions. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, completely different teams, and they cover a lot of different sports too. They cover the NBA. They do some NBA talk. Sometimes they talk a little UFC and boxing or whatever. Man, they're pretty well rounded on there, and they do a lot of good things. So
nice.
Always a good time at the Locker Room Rant. And he said you missed your first comment. What was your first comment, bro? Let me see. Blah 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 blah. Where are you at, Lawrence? I don't want to forget you. You said you've been deserved. That's the first comment that I see up here. I don't see. Yeah, on my end, at least on the StreamYard, that's the first thing that pops up for you, Lawrence.
Maybe they wanted you to
type it again. I'll put it up for you.
Throw it back up there.
Yeah, because on my end, it only shows that you've been deserved as the first comment. There you go, Lawrence. And I mean, tell us what else you got going on. Because I said you said you're excited about training camp, but I know let's talk this Niners since you mentioned the quarterback thing. You called it a quarterback war. It's kind of it's interesting. I mean, we got obviously 3 guys that pretty much are NFL stars if you think about it.
Yep.
And very few teams had that luxury. But it's almost like a blessing and a curse at the same time if you think about it. But let us know off the top of the bat, like what do you think about what's going on with these quarterbacks and with what Shanahan's doing and all that? Go ahead.
Man, it's been real intriguing to see the battle. At first, I thought it was kind of just a farce, and I don't know if it's Shanahan wanting to test Trey Lance and have him get a little bit harder road, or if it's even a quarterback competition for like the second quarterback, but. He hasn't named a starter. Brock Purdy said he hasn't told him he was going to be a starter yet. And I just really want to see how this competition shakes out. So far, Trey Lance is leading in the spreadsheet, war that's been going on all over the timeline all week. Has the highest completion percentage, no interceptions, no turnovers. Brock Purdy's also been looking good, but I heard it's just a lot of the same, man. Just a lot of dinking and dunking. Maybe like 10, 15 yards, maybe down the field, a lot of yak yards, which is good. And you can win football games like that, but we're trying to win a Super Bowl. And that's why I think Trey is definitely winning in that department of the big play and bigger arm and just more talented quarterback. What do you think about the quarterback competition right now?
So what do I think? So let's rewind a little bit because obviously last year, Trey Lance was the starter. Anti-Trey Lance people, or if you want to call them Trey Lance haters, they're like, well, Trey Lance was gifted the job. He was handed the job. He didn't have to work for it. He didn't have to work for it. And, so those are the same guys. Some of them were laughing when Trey got hurt and they were jumping up and down, pissing their pants and cheering when Jimmy came in there. I was at the stick when Lance went down and I witnessed some of that with my own eyes and it was disgusting. But it is what it is. When players get hurt, it's a part of football, I understand. And then later on in the season, we're winning with CMC and Jimmy's playing all right and he's doing all right. Wasn't really like opening my eyes like, oh wow, Jimmy looks amazing. Right. But he was doing his job and he gets hurt and Purdy steps in and wins a whole bunch of games straight, right? Yep. And Purdy's like the new talk of the town. And eventually things happened in the playoffs and he had that major injury on his throwing arm and had that major surgery, the UCL surgery. So when I see that, I mean, even if it's Trey Lance, I'm going to have questions about it. Now people say, oh, you're a Trey Lance stan. You're a Trey Lance stan. I'm a reality stan.
Facts.
And if you're a quarterback and you have a major injury on your throwing elbow, I'm going to question it. On top of that, if it's a surgery that has not happened too often in the NFL, it happened 2 other times. Only 2 other NFL quarterbacks had this UCL surgery. Jake Delhomme from the Carolina Panthers and our former backup quarterback, Nick Mullins. And so, we got a question here. Eric Wallace says, does your co-host have a YouTube channel, Bashar? What platform are you going to be doing your little new podcast on?
We're going to be on YouTube streaming it live. You tap in with us at On Base Soil Podcast. It should be on YouTube.
As we speak, do me a favor, just send me a DM either on Twitter or on Instagram and of the channel, and I'll post it in the video description of this video. So yeah, so we'll do that. But about the quarterbacks, I mean, like Brock did some really, really, really nice things, and he looked really, really good. And many people said he looks way better than Trey, and Trey can never look this good. And sure, by default, of course, he looks better than Trey. Trey hasn't played consecutive games. Trey hasn't been, Trey. It's just unfortunate. Trey was forced to sit behind Jimmy, and we all know the story. I'm not going to go through the whole Trey story, but the point is, it's like, of course, by default, of course, he's going to be better than Trey, and he did a lot of really, really good things. But my question about him is my question though is because of that serious injury and what's going on, like. How do we know Brock is the same guy? That's my only question. And if you don't know he's the same guy, find out. How do you find out? Put him in the QB challenge him and see if he's better than the guy that's next to him or the guy that's behind him, whether he's better than Darnold or whether he's better than Lance. But if you're just gonna throw him out there and coronate him as the next, great Hall of Fame quarterback of the 49ers franchise, I don't feel too confident about that. Other people feel fine about it, but I don't.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a good point. I feel like even when Brock Purdy even got out there, he had the better weapons than Trey Lance. CMC was on the team; he was already acclimated into the system. Debo and Ayuk was killing it. I don't even think I think Trey's played maybe one game with George Kittle, or like 1.5, or yeah, maybe just one game honestly, because he's only been in the for like three or four games, and Purdy's had the luxury of having those weapons. And I feel like Trey, if we had him out there with those weapons, we're going to see even better results with him being able to throw it down the field, getting big plays, shortening the drives. So that way the defense isn't out there all day. It's really just the levels of where the Shanahan offense could be. I try and think back to when Shanahan was like coaching the Falcons and they had a miraculous year with Matt Ryan. We got more weapons in them. I mean, Julio Jones is a fucking savage. So all respect to Julio Jones, but we got Debo Samuel, we got Ayuk, we got Kittle, we got Christian McCaffrey at running back. Bro, the sky's really the limit for the offense. That's why I feel like Trey should be starting, and he gives us our best chance for big play opportunities.
I'll say this: I get it how Purdy's earned the right to become the starter. I totally understand that. And if he can show that he is still the same guy, it's going to be hard for a guy like Sam Darnold, regardless of how long he's been in the league, to be better than what Purdy did. And it's going to be hard for a guy like Lance, who hasn't really played all that much, to be better than what Purdy did last year. But again, though, we aren't necessarily looking at the same Trey Lance either, though, right? Let's be real here. So we have a Trey Lance that completely, you mentioned Jeff Christensen and Patrick Mahomes, and been working with these guys. And a lot of times when they say like, oh, well, this quarterback worked on his mechanics, and then when you get to the regular season or when you see what he's doing in mini camps or in training camp, you see him kind of going back to his old ways. At least so far, so good. We've seen Trey look like a new quarterback. The release looks faster than ever. Just everything. The footwork is there. He's throwing from his lower body. He's not throwing with all arm power. He's throwing with his lower body. And therefore, that whole arm fatigue BS that you were hearing before, it's going to be a non-factor. It looks like everything that was taught to him has stuck with him so far, and it's going to translate in games.
Did you see the throw he had in practice? It was like crossbody. I think it was like 2 practices ago, down the middle of the field, but like outstretched. He like threw the dude open. And he caught it. I want to say it was Chris Conley, and it was just beautiful, man. Like his passes when they come out in comparison to Brock Purdy, they literally just jump out of his hand. Like it's crazy.
Are you talking about the play where the dude dove for it and at the very end he caught it? It was like in the middle of the field. I don't know who the receiver was. It might have been Conley. I just couldn't see the number, but they kept replaying that. It was like slow motion. The timing was really nice. Let me just say what's up to more people that are coming in. Appreciate you guys. This is the 1000th subscriber celebration show, and my special guest is Tyler Mill. Very well-known caller from the Morning Roast, 95.7 The Game, Bonte Hill, Joe Shasky. Shout out to those guys. We got David Yin Yang Twins says, congratulations, Bash, on 1K. Appreciate you, bro. You're my guy. I know who you are very well from the old Hawk Hater Collins show. And Brian Cope says, congratulations, 1K. Check out Brian Cope's YouTube channel. There's this little, I forgot the name of it. It's something like the coffee thing or coffee talk, Niner Coffee Talk is whatever. You can put the name of the show in the chat.
I like his Batman symbol. That's hard. You got to put that
on. Yeah, he's a big Batman guy. Batman Niner. And David Yang says, I don't think we should be fussing about who starts. We have 3 capable starters, and whoever runs Kyle's offense most efficiently should start. I totally agree. My thing is just that let's have the peace of mind as Niner fans, as Kyle Shanahan should have the peace of mind. As Niner fans, though, we did sacrifice the farm for this Trey Lance pick. Now people say, oh, who cares about those draft picks? Those draft picks mean nothing. I don't care. Oh, you're just a Trey Lance fan. You're not a real Niner fan. No, I'm a real Niner fan because I'm worried what the hell happened to those picks. What did we invest in? Let's find out what we invested in. Let's find out what we got in investment. Let's see if we can get a return on that investment because those were some big time picks that we gave up. I'm not gonna. And if we're just gonna fuck off first round draft picks to the fucking Miami Dolphins, I'm sorry, that looks really fucking stupid, dude. That makes Kyle look stupid. It makes John Lynch look stupid. It makes Jed York look stupid. It makes everybody fucking look stupid. We're gonna get clowned on big time as Niner fans. And I'm sorry. You may be all hyped up and think Purdy's the next Montana. I'm not sold on that yet. I'm not. I need to see what the fuck he is after this UCL surgery. I want to see if he's better than the guy sitting behind him. Mm-hmm. And if you're just going to crown him and say, well, it doesn't matter what the other guys do in practice. Mm-hmm. Well, look what's happening in practice so far. Purdy, who's the one throwing picks? It's Purdy. It's not fucking Lance throwing picks. Mm-hmm. Who's the one throwing near picks that are dropped? It's Purdy. Mm-hmm. Who's the one taking all the sacks? It's Purdy. I can go down the line of everything bad. If Lance was putting up these stat lines in camp right now, they'd want him fucking crucified on the Levi Stadium ground. That's the hypocrisy of these Niner fans these days and the media.
Do you think? Because I see Kenny said we're going to see who's who in preseason, bro. Do you think they're even going to play Purdy in the preseason?
You know, they've been coddling him and the whole snap count, the pitch count. You know, it's like, okay, that's what some Purdy dudes that hate Lance. Well, Purdy's 100% cleared. He's definitely playing week 1. He's 100% cleared. Okay, he's cleared to play right now in practice. I get that, but I mean, does that mean he's going to be starting week 1? Who knows? We don't know yet. Nobody knows.
But do you think they're going to play Purdy in the preseason?
Oh, do I think they're going to play him? They're going to coddle him. They'll probably barely play him a little bit here and there.
Nah, man, they gotta play him. If it's an actual competition for quarterback 1, they need to play Purdy in the preseason so we can see what they got. And whoever plays the best in preseason and in these practices needs to be the starter week 1.
But some of it they say like, oh, well, does it matter what Lance does? Lance could be the better quarterback in practice. Purdy still won 8 games. And this guy said,
hell no.
This guy said Purdy has proven himself. Lance hasn't. He did prove himself, but the problem is the injury on the throwing arm. That is a major, major concern. And right now, Purdy's not looking like the guy he was last year. Right now, he's not. I know it's practice, but it's early, but it's a concern. It's a concern. I'm sorry.
Slick Charles, we've seen people in this offense win multiple games like Jimmy Garoppolo, go on a good run. Then they end up committing to them. And then what happens? We don't win a Super Bowl. We need someone with the big capabilities, play capabilities at quarterback that's going to be able to win games versus the Jalen Hurts of the world, versus the Patrick Mahomes of the world, versus even the Dak Prescotts of the world. Because I feel like Purdy even got outplayed by Dak Prescott when we play the Cowboys defense. Like, I don't know, man. I'm not sold on Purdy being the guy that's going to get us to the Super Bowl championship.
Hey, look, man, no knock on Purdy for what he did last year.
Salute.
But the problem is when you face a guy like Mahomes, you need that. They say, oh, well, Kyle Shanahan doesn't have the deep ball in his offensive game plan. Look, when we saw the best version of Shanahan's offense, when Matt Ryan was throwing to Julio Jones, there were plenty of deep balls thrown.
Crazy. Go look at that season, man. Matt Ryan was the MVP of the league, bro, and Julio Jones was just carving teams up, man. And they didn't have as many weapons as we do. So just really imagine our offense with that big play capabilities with Trey Lance throwing the football.
Yeah, let me catch up with some of these comments really, really quick. So if I missed anybody new, I was gonna say Slick Charles. I don't know if that's the count from Sesame Street.
I like that. That's great.
That's the count for Sesame Street. I like that. So John V says this. Let's read his comment. But nothing in football matters what you did last season, but this season we are putting that aside and crowning Purdy as a starter without competition. The only competition is for QB2. Totally whack. And you know what? If Purdy was 100% healthy, they would probably have a good case. And honestly, if Purdy had the deep ball in his repertoire, you wouldn't see me as adamant as I am now.
We wouldn't be saying nothing. We wouldn't be saying nothing, bro. If he looked like even if he looked like Russell Wilson before he went to Denver, like, I would not be shitting on him like this. But everyone can see it, bro. He doesn't have the deep ball like that. He can't throw outside the numbers.
I'd say on his intermediate throws, he can throw outside the numbers much more so than Jimmy. His intermediate throws are definitely better than Jimmy's. He scrambles better than Jimmy.
The ball still carries in the air. Yeah. Like the deep one they threw to Ayuk last year.
It was behind him.
He had to slow up and still catch that. Like, I want you to hit him in stride. Like Trey Lance did versus the Packers to Danny Gray, bro.
He's lucky that Ayuk had burnt the receiver so bad to the point where he still had time to go back and wait for the ball. If he was getting blanketed, there's no way in hell that would have been a touchdown.
It's an interception.
So we got Norm 209 Empire. What's up, bro? He says, if Purdy's a QB week 1, I'd rather have Trey be QB2 than Darnold, in my opinion. I mean, who knows? I mean, maybe Purdy starts the season. I mean, maybe somewhere, if that's the case, maybe somewhere down the season, our guys never stay healthy anyways, right? We got offensive line for. I mean, who knows? I don't know if Purdy's rushing himself. I don't know. I just think Lance is going to get on the field some way or another. And I'm not just saying because I like Lance. I'm saying it because Lance put in all kinds of crazy work. And right now, and so far, he's put out the best numbers in training camp. If you want to compare stats and numbers, who's fumbled the ball the least, who's thrown the least interceptions, who's taken the least sacks, Lance leads in all three of those categories. And he has so people say, oh, he didn't hit that guy on a short completion. Guess what? All the reporters are saying that whoever Lance out of all three quarterbacks or four quarterbacks is pushing the ball the further down the field than all the other quarterbacks. So if it just says 4 completions and 2 misses, for 4 for 6, which ain't bad. Guess what? Those passes that he completed are deeper passes. They're not necessarily a 2-yard pass or a 3-yard pass, And
I refuse to believe that Trey can't hit the short pass. Like, if you get him in a game and you see him out there throwing slants to Deebo Samuel and Ayuk, which he's right now throwing to backups like Tay Martin, Chris Conley, receivers I didn't even know was on the team until I saw Trey was throwing to them. Like, you got to be able to imagine that this man's going to be able to hit those short throws, but also bring the deep ball into play.
Some people say, oh, well, the 49ers don't have receivers that can run the deep route. Have you been watching the fucking games? Look at the
deep route, man.
Look at all the all 22s. There's so many games where Ayuk will be like this or like hella deep, but we never threw it to him.
Upset because he hasn't had a quarterback to be able to throw it to him.
I mean, he's tweeted shit where I forgot how he says it, but like, oh, I need the deep ball or something like that. Like he's like thirsty for the he's like thirsty for the deep ball. Laura Cat, you brought up an amazing point, and a lot of people, Niner fans got scared when they heard this. I was surprised that it happened too. I was surprised that the defensive player on the Niners went this route, but when in the heat of the moment, football and adrenaline kicks in, I do understand at times where you don't fully control yourself with restraint, so to speak. But Laura Cat, great one here. She says, not to mention, Clelin Ferrell hit Brock Purdy's arm and took the ball out of his hands during camp, risking another injury. I'm not sure if it looked anything like the Hassan Reddick thing, but again, it was on his throwing arm, and things like that can happen. I don't know. I just, you really, really have to convince me that Purdy's made a steal and this injury meant nothing. I mean, you really do, because some people said, "Oh no, that injury doesn't mean anything. He's already cleared." And then they're telling me Purdy has a deep ball. Oh no, what are you talking about? Purdy throws amazing deep balls. He throws great deep balls. It's like, look, he played good, but don't lie to me and make him something he's not.
Yep. And we'll see exactly what it's going to be like week 1 if he is in there starting, because we're going against Pittsburgh Steelers defense with TJ Watt in there, with Hayward, and some of those other guys on the back end, like Minka Fitzpatrick can definitely intercept the ball off him. So it's going to be a real test going into week 1 if he is the starter. But I'm also intrigued to see what they do going to play the Raiders next week in camp. What you think that Jimmy G reunion is going to be like
against the Las Vegas Raiders?
Yeah, let's go.
The other team's quarterback must go down, and he must go down hard.
Oh man, I think our defense is going to tee off on Jimmy because they get a free chance now to really show what they was doing last year in practice.
So again, I don't want to make this a Brock Purdy bash session, but back to him really, really quick. Yep. They were saying so far, and this is so far in camp. Yep. If some way or another he miraculously turns into something else, let me know and we'll do a show about it. But right now they're saying Purdy can't hit the deep ball in practice. And to cross over to the next border, Las Vegas, I'm hearing a lot of similar reports coming out of Jimmy G, like from Beast Rider reporter, Vic Tafer, major beat writer for the Oakland Raiders, for Las Vegas Raiders, my bad. They're saying that Jimmy's not completing the deep ball for shit in practice. I don't know where that leaves Devontae Adams, because Devontae Adams is a dope receiver who can catch the ball all over the field, and playing against Jimmy in this scrimmage is going to be very interesting. A lot of people didn't think he was even going to be physically cleared, but now he's cleared, and it's going to be very interesting. I mean, I don't know. It's gonna be funny. I remember what was. I don't remember who we were practicing against. So I know Jimmy had one practice where he threw like 5 interceptions in a row or something. And
yeah, that's great.
I don't know. I mean, like if I sat at the free throw line and I'm playing basketball, like I don't even think I can airball through 5 times, bro. Let alone throw 5 picks.
Bro, 5 picks is nasty, bro. That's why I'm just like, I really want to see our defense and what they do against Jimmy next week, and want to see if Purdy and Trey can outplay them, outplay Jimmy Garoppolo in those practices, and just kind of show exactly what it was last year. Because I went to training camp last year and saw Purdy out there behind Nate Sudfeld and Trey, and he looked like just a regular dude. He was. I noticed he was just hella short, but in terms of just like throwing the ball and everything like that, I thought he looked cool. Like he hit all his throws and did what he did like the best with his opportunities. But again, when it comes to just the difference in Trey Lance being a bigger quarterback, more athletic quarterback, and stronger arm quarterback, I mean, there's no reason why he shouldn't be the starter right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see him as a starter. I know it's going to take a lot more than this first couple of weeks for him to be anointed as a starter. It may take us sitting through bad quarterback play in the first 4 weeks of the season. Who knows?
I hope it's not that long, bro. I hope it's like just like if Trey Lance got in there and stunk it up for like the first 2 games, they would be screaming for Purdy. If Purdy goes in there and stinks it up for the first 2 games, we need to be screaming for Trey.
Yeah, or some people might be screaming for Darnold because apparently some people think Darnold's the best quarterback. But I heard Darnold did have some good practices. Heard he's looking better than what people think. But I just don't trust Darnold in games, though.
I do not trust Sam
Darnold. Even at you, he was a high draft pick, but even at USC, he had a problem turning over the football.
So,
it's nothing new.
I did like Sam Darnold coming out that year when I seen him play in the Penn State bowl game. And he killed it. He did his thing. I'm like, I mean, this would be kind of tight to have this dude as quarterback. But when he got in the league and started talking about he's seeing ghosts and shit like that, like, nah, bro, I'm good. That's why I'm just like, Sam Darnold is a cool backup, but as a starter, no thank you.
He's a backup. So I'll just do that. It's a little. Somebody in the chat will know what I mean by that when I say that. I did throw this on screen. Just like and subscribe to the channel if you're brand new. I'm really thankful that I did hit 1,000 subscribers, but there's always new milestones that you got to reach. So just throwing that out there. And there's a lot of people don't know this, but there is a Venmo on the channel. I don't have super chats, but I do put my Venmo information right below me, and you can hit that up. Yeah, there you go. And I've spent money on this channel to get this channel going too. It's not like people just walk into their house or whatever and they don't have to spend any money to start up a YouTube channel. There is some stuff that going in there.
Sam's your backup janitor.
Who said that? Oh, Randy said. What up, Randy? They told her good to see you, man. Sam's a good backup janitor. Oh my gosh.
The water boy.
Okay, so
I mean, they said all the quarterbacks have been doing well in camp. So I'm not gonna say they can't run the system, but like I said, I think Trey is still the best quarterback on the team.
I mean, this is my main complaint, and a lot of people's main complaints is when they were giving Brandon Allen all these reps in between, and it's like dude, there's only so many reps to go around. Give them if Purdy's out there, give them the Purdy, give them the Lance. I mean, okay, fine, Darnold's gonna get some reps, but let's not try to reinvent the wheel, Kyle. Right. It's like Kyle's like trying to reinvent the wheel, doing all this weird shit that no other team in the league is doing. No other team in the league is fucking juggling 4 quarterbacks. They ain't doing that shit. I've never heard of any team doing that. But we, for some reason, are doing it as if we feel like we have to, which I don't fucking get. And it's crazy. But I did put up the call-in link. If you see it, I also pinned it up at top. If anybody wants to call in, you don't have to show your face on video if you don't want to. It could just be audio only, but we could chop it up. And let me just catch up with some stuff that people are saying in the chat because I'm missing out on what you guys are saying. I always like to give you guys some love. So we got Slick Charles with the count from Sesame Street picture. Says Sam definitely wants some snaps. Oh, yeah, he sure does. Sure. Yeah, David, I agree with you. Definitely whack. Alan Getty reps is whack. Yeah, hopefully that does not last too long. Rolled up, Rick Diaz. Good to see you, bro. He says, I don't listen to what the people say about my team, the 49ers. I did not listen to them at all. We appreciate that. That's good.
Real.
What up, Kenny? Kenny says, with our run game and defense, we got this. I think so, too.
Man.
Yeah,
that's definitely going to get us at least to the playoffs.
Playoffs.
Yeah.
you always gotta throw that one and talk about that one and talking about practice. That one and talking about practice. Those are the two
legendary.
Yeah, there you go. You gotta have those catchphrases. If you don't know, you don't. If you don't know, you know. If you know, you know. There you go. So David Yang says the deep ball is just a threat. You have to be able to throw it. It's the lowest completion percentage throw for any quarterback. Very true.
Very true.
And some people throw a deep ball better than others. See if I'm missing. Steve-O says good shit. Welcome to the chat, Steve-O. Appreciate you. Again, so I did drop the call link for those who want to call in, and we'll try to be fair and give everybody time. If a lot of them, sometimes it just rains and pours. Nobody calls in and out of nowhere. Like 5 or 6 people are waiting.
Hell
So
no.
we'll try
Hey,
to
the
be fair.
49ers are not going to be tested against the Raiders. Stop it.
Where's this at? Where's this at? I want to put it up. Who's
Diaz, stop it. The Raiders are not about to test nobody. They're
oh, there you go. There, I see him right there. Oh, he's saying in practice. I mean, Max Crosby is a test. I'd say Max Crosby is an excellent pass rusher. So
no way.
If he goes against McKivitz in practice or so, it'll be a challenge.
Not worried about Max Crosby.
Are you not worried about Max Crosby? Did you hear that Max Crosby and Jimmy kind of got into it in practice or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I heard.
Yeah, I wonder what's that. I don't know what tree Jimmy is barking up, but that's not going to be a good one if they got into it. So what up, Andy Land? Andy Land 27 says Trey is the best athlete, but he still needs to work on being a quarterback. Previous established quarterback, not as athletic, and now as an injury and I don't know what HX means, but he's basically mentioned the injury. We need a Brock Lance or Trey Perry. Well, you got to remember Andy Land. I mentioned earlier, Lance did a lot this offseason to work on his craft, and a lot of it's translating so far. His mechanics and throwing.
Best completion percentage right now in camp, Andy Land.
And for the record, as far as his dinks and dunks, he has improved a lot on them. He's not perfect every now and then. He may miss a throw. So he missed a throw to Debo that's supposedly give me. Like he had a lot of good throws in the practice, and then he had one that from Debo where he wished he could have replayed it. And what's it called? Larry Krueger actually putting this out. He said most of the riders were leaving at this point in time, but what Larry Krueger himself noticed was that after everybody was leaving, after practice, Lance said, "Screw this. I may have made that mistake, but I'm going to make sure that same mistake doesn't happen again because I'm going to work on that same exact play 10 times in a row." And that's exactly what Lance did. Yep, I knew, and when Lance was coming out from college, they weren't just talking about his physical abilities. They were talking about his work ethic. His work ethic was really, really high. So things like that. I just think he's worked really hard on his mechanics and everything he's brought to the table in camp. Footwork, release, everything. It's still, he sustained it. He hasn't lost it. So I want to see what it looks like in games.
Facts. Exactly. And, I mean, bro, he has the best completion percentage right now in camp. No interceptions. I saw Grant Cohn say that Trey just kind of messes up when he does a boot play action rollout and just having to throw to, in the shallow route. He kind of misses them high sometimes. But, I mean, bro, if we're live in the game and he give me 16 games of Trey Lance, I'm guaranteeing you he's going to be able to hit that throw.
Hit that throw. So let's see what else I'm missing. He says Jimmy's still repping the red and gold. I think he's talking about the Jimmy's Perez in the chat.
That's going to be the interceptions he's going to be throwing.
So who's going to get the interceptions? It's going to be Fred Warner, Greenlock. It's usually to a linebacker, unless Hufanga gets
how
to
many
the mix.
How many over under Basher interceptions for Jimmy G next week? 4.
Cool. We got a new person in the chat. Welcome to the channel. Brandon Glenn says, "I'm ready for week 1, unless it might be one of your buddies, Mill."
Man, shout out to Brandon Glenn though.
There you go. Yeah, if you're a silent viewer and you're just kind of scared to chat or where to say something in the chat, say what's up. I'll shout you out. If you got questions, we'll look to answer those questions. Randy says, I'll send Bash some money for cauliflower pizza. Okay, never made a pizza with a cauliflower crust, but hey, first time for everything I could probably do. I've seen videos of people doing it. And great point, Andy says you can make all the plays in practice, but you need to do it in games. Very true. That's the final step. That's the final step.
That's why we want Trey out
there. So far he's got steps 1 and 2 down, I'd say so far. Nice. First with the OTAs and first with the guys he was working with in the mini camps, the training camps with actual pads on, and now we gotta wait for the games. So
also too, we've seen Trey Lance make plays in the game. We've seen Trey Lance win games that we need in order to get to the playoffs, i.e. versus Texans that everyone wants to forget. Also too, shout out to him throwing the first touchdown his rookie season in Detroit. Brought him in just for a quick second. He threw the first touchdown.
What was that dude's name, that receiver that we used to have?
Trent Sherfield.
Yeah.
First play of the game or first touchdown of the season, bro. Like
his first pass of his career was a touchdown.
Bro, Trey is able to make those plays in the game. Kyle just needs to put him out there and trust him and let him go do his thing, bro. But no, for real, Baxter, how many interceptions for Jimmy G next week? Over 4 or
in
under
practice?
4? Over 4 or under 4?
No, I'll stay. I'd stay at 4 even.
All right,
that makes sense.
All right.
Yeah. So
3.5. Randy has 3.5 in the chat.
thank you, Laura. You said a shout out to Bash's Venmo. So look right down there, or look right down here. It'll say it next to the trophies. You'll see my Venmo. I don't have a super chat. I throw it out there. I'm not. My channel isn't monetized yet, but okay. So we're gonna take a caller. So we're gonna have a little time limit with each caller, and so we got Eric Wallace is the first one. If this is the Eric Wallace, I think he's a Seahawks fan. But welcome to the show, Eric. How you doing?
Yes, sir. You know, I am a Seahawks guy.
Do you see? Hey, Eric, do you see my background right now?
Yeah.
Do you know who Frank Gore is stiff arming right there?
Who is that?
It's some bum from Seattle. So step lightly, and you better come correct right now.
Do what?
He's just playing, man. He's just playing. What do you want to tell us, man? What's on your mind, man?
No, you're good. So how y'all doing tonight?
I'm having a blast, man. I appreciate guys like you subscribe. Again, not all my subscribers are Niner fans, by the way. Let me see what's up to Roberto Davis really quick, though. Says congratulations, 1,000 subscribers. Thank you very much. We're taking some calls in today, Roberto. Drop the link if you want to call in or whatever. Whoever wants to call in, that's fine. But yeah, Eric, tell us what you got going on, man. What's on your mind?
Well, I'm so looking forward to football season. Pretty sure. I think when it comes down to it, in the two Seahawks Niner games, I think it's probably going to be the home teams winning in both games, probably.
So you're gonna say we're gonna go 50-50. So what do you think? How do you feel right now? What's your opinion? Where are you at with Geno Smith right now?
Well, I'm happy for the most part. Kind of surprised they didn't go quarterback, but I'll also say that if there was ever a quarterback that had already proven that he could come into Seattle and beat Seattle, it's Brock Purdy. So it's
pretty good.
I could definitely see a sweep from you guys as well.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay. All right.
We appreciate that, Eric.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So we're gonna go out to the next caller, Eric. But give us one more thing you want to talk about before we move on to the next caller.
Hopefully everybody is ready for football, and let's have some fun this year.
All right, Eric, are you gonna go to any games this year in Seattle?
Too expensive, my friend.
Nah, man, I know what you mean.
Yep, too expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, Eric, appreciate you, man. Thank you for calling on my 1,000 subscriber show.
Thanks,
You're one of the guys that made it happen, man. We like you. All right, man. Take care.
Thanks, Eric.
Take care, bro. So patiently waiting in the wings is none other than John V from Ohio.
What's up, bro? Hey, man. I'm in the car, bro. I just pulled over to make my appearance on your 1,000th episode. I'm sorry, your 1,000th subscriber.
Yeah. If I had 1,000 episodes in, I have 5,000 subscribers.
Listen,
I'm not
bro,
like I should, like other guys do, man.
You're at the monetization point, bro. You need to start collecting. I can't wait till I can start contributing to your channel, bro. What's up, Fly? Good to see you, man. Nice to meet you, bro.
Hey, what's up, John V? How you doing, man? Bang bang, Niner gang.
Always, brother. Every day,
man. Bang, Niner gang. Yeah.
Hey, you already know what it is.
I almost had a nervous breakdown yesterday on my channel because I can't handle what's going on right now, bro. I cannot understand how a man that was QB1 last year for a very, very short time does not get the opportunity to reclaim that. You know, to earn that is one thing. And if you're saying that he was handed it, that's another. But I don't see anybody behind you, bro. You are a third. You're a third pick in the first round with 3 first-round picks. That capital must equate to something that the fan base deserves, right? So, like, if you are a Purdy fan, then understand that essentially Purdy cost you 3 first-round picks because he's just taking the place of the young man that capital was spent on. So, in theory, have those expectations as high as you had them for Jimmy if Jimmy was the guy, or whatever it is that you have an expectation, you better tack 3 first-round picks on those expectations like a Post-it note, and understand that has to give you something back. So if winning 7 or 8 games last season got you going, right? If that's what excited you, then understand now that the bar is the NFC Championship game, and Brock Purdy must get you there. 17 weeks.
Preach.
If that young man got his rib cage broken versus Tampa Bay, and that plagued him till he got to the NFC Championship game, remember, young man, you held on to that ball too long, so you yourself contributed to your own injury. But we won't go there, because for those stands that are Purdy, and they are Purdy for life, and you know what's crazy is I am a Trey Lance supporter, and I'm a Trey sexual, or whatever the hell you want to call me, right?
We'll take it. At this point, we don't even care.
I'm whatever you want. I'm whatever you want me to be, right? Like, that's what I am. So I will say that I support Trey, and I do support Purdy, but I don't believe that it's fair in my mind that Trey Lance doesn't get a fair opportunity to compete for his position back. He deserves to compete for that position because we spent a great deal of capital on him, and we essentially set ourselves back how many drafts doing it, right? But that doesn't matter to these folks. They don't care. They're just focused on what's in front of them. They don't care about next season or the season after that. That doesn't bother them. But then when Brock Purdy's not the guy and Trey Lance is killing it somewhere else, they're like, "Oh, Kyle sucks and he should be fired." Somebody's going to lose. Somebody's going to lose their job, Fly. Somebody's going to lose their job, Fly, if this doesn't work out. You understand? If Trey goes somewhere else and wins a division in the AFC or beats us, and we will be deserving of it if we get the brakes beat off of us by Trey Lance, because you put that chip on his shoulder. You know?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we sure did.
Well, we can't let it come to that, John. We got to put him out there this year. And like you said, see exactly what we get out of that 3 first round draft capital, bro. Like, literally should have been starting his first season. They dicked around and put Jimmy Garoppolo back out there, only first to come short again. Then you come back and running back last year and use him as a running back with 16 carries in 4 quarters of, or no, 4.5 quarters of football. And now you're doing them dirty like this and having a quarterback 2 competition. It's some bullshit.
Fly, listen, bro, you know that this team has more of a voice than most teams, right? Those influencers on this squad, they play a role in Kyle Shanahan's decision-making. And if that doesn't disgust you, I don't know what does, because it brings me to a point where, you know, Laura knows I can cuss every 35 seconds if it comes down to it.
Anybody who watches the Locker Room Rant knows that. Check out his YouTube channel, the Locker Room Rant.
John, Deebo Samuel has came out and said he thinks we can win a Super Bowl with Trey. Ayuk literally said on Richard Sherman's show that Trey has been awesome and incredible this offseason in his work. George Kittle at tight end U said Trey Lance looks like Josh Allen. Like, come on, bro. Like, all of these things are your key leading specialists at wide receiver and tight end.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you want them catching balls from this man? Pause.
The truth is, Fly. Those two, George Kittle's talking out of both sides of his mouth. I don't buy nothing that he says any further than I could throw him, because he is part of the Cabo Clue. He's part of the Cabo clique. I'm sorry, and Debo and Ayuk, they've always been on the outside of that group. They do their own thing, so they don't count towards the influence in Kyle Shanahan's ear, bro. I know what Kittle said. I just don't believe him. I
believe him, man. Like he was out there a party last year. He saw what he can get. I understand him riding for Jimmy because that's literally who helped him get to a Super Bowl. But trust me, I really feel like all of our key guys know their best shot at winning this year, a Super Bowl title, is with Trey.
Let me show what's up to some people that just got in here, bros. Just give me a moment on this one. We got here. We got Pete from Niner Fanatic Podcast. Says, what's up, fellas? Just congratulations, Bashar. Appreciate it. You're one of the guys that helped me get to 1,000. We've collabed before. I collabed on your channel. I'll definitely check out Niner Fanatic Podcast. And anybody who's collabed with me, been in the chats, been watching the videos. Yeah, you guys are all part of this 1,000. We're all part of it together. So just want to throw that out there. And Kevin Stone was in the chat.
Shout out my boy Ken Stone.
That's your guy. Okay.
He's a big party guy, but deep down, I know he wants Trey Lance to be started.
He says, "Yo, you got to keep Fly Ass Bill on the show. This dude is hilarious." He's not going anywhere tonight. If you got a regular guest, I love it. If you want to do it, man.
Yeah, you got to respond to that fantasy football. I put it out there. We got to get the fantasy football going for this season. Yo, are you? Hey, John, Bachelor, you guys ready for fantasy football season?
I'm not doing fantasy. I'm retired from fantasy football.
Oh, come on, Bachelor. Oh, why not?
I just didn't it, man. I don't know. Too many of my guys kept getting hurt. It was pissing me off.
I can't wait.
I'm too old school.
John?
Yeah, bro. I try to manage. I bit off more than I could chew. Last season was 5 leagues. This year it's 5 leagues. I don't know, man. I'm ready.
Oh my god!
I wanted to better my chances to win, and I ended up. Problem is the leagues that I'm in, bro. The buy-ins go up $100 every year. So now we're at like 200. We're at like $200 in one that I've been in for like 17 years. Nice. And then I don't know, man. I got one that I've been doing at work for 17 years, bro. And then I got my buddies from high school. We do it.
In the 17-year stretch, how many times have you won?
My league at work, none. I have not. I have come in second. I've come in third, but I've never won it. I have not won it. Fly, I don't win a lot of things. Okay, so I rely on my Niners to win. You know what I mean? Like I don't win the things that I don't win at gambling. I don't win at giveaway. Oh no, I lied. I have been slaying Mariah's channel for winnings, man. My card collection is amazing from the Faithful Lee podcast, bro. They're awesome over there, man. So I can pick numbers between 1 and 100, but I can't win at anything else, Fly. So
I got you this year when I start my fantasy my YouTube channel. I'm gonna be giving out fantasy football advice. I'm really good. I got at least 4 fantasy football titles to my name in about in a 17-year span. But I got you. Trust me. I'm
okay. Mill, do me a favor. Type your YouTube Addy in the chat for everybody to see, and I'll flash.
Let me find it.
Okay. Yeah, just find it, and I'll give some more shout outs. 49er Tome. I've known this guy since the days of Candlestick when I had my old original YouTube channel that I kicked to the curb. Was nothing like this channel. This channel's way better. And 49er Tone and I, we met at 49er training camp initially. Then we started running into each other at Candlestick tailgates, and a lot of great memories going to the games with him and the guys and his dad. His dad's awesome. His dad's amazing. He's been a guest of the channel. I'd love to bring you back on. Just text me and we can set up a new date to come on and have you on as a guest. Love to do it. This guy is extremely passionate about the San Francisco 49ers. I was at the game when we lost 20-0 in Candlestick against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and this guy 49er Tone was livid in the parking lot. He's like, oh man, he's like, I'm tired of Mike Singletary, and I'm sick and tired of those damn catchphrases. Because we know when they had I want winners and all that stuff. We just got our ass kicked 20-0. That game was the end of the Singletary era right there. That game said it all. But 49er Tone, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. I had to give everybody the spiel who you are, man. You mean a lot to me. You're like a long lost brother to me. Niner Fanatic Podcast. That's Pete. Definitely check him out. I just want to see if make sure I didn't forget anybody else, and appreciate everybody being active in the chat. If I put the call-in link, if anybody else wants to call in, let me know, and just holler, man. Just get on here. John V, always great to have you on, and the second time I'm having Fly Mill on here. And yeah, when you get a chance, type your address. Did you find it yet for the new YouTube channel?
I can't find it, but I'll send it to you after the show. And
okay, and I'll put it. So when the
out.
show's over,
Yep.
if you check the description box of the video, I can edit it. I can add the URL to there, and then people could. I can subscribe to your channel, be one of your first subscribers. How many subscribers you guys got already?
I'm trying to get on my road to 1,000 like you, man.
Hey, man, the hustle and the grind. I mean, I'll tell you how many videos. I might have maybe 300 videos total that I posted on my channel, but some people who started like maybe way after me a year later posted just as many videos. So some people hustle a whole lot harder, but it's all about consistency, hustling. You got the mouth for it, you got the charisma, you got the personality, and they love you on 95.7 The Game whenever you call in, and they had you in the studio. And I don't know who your guy is personally, but I know there's a good chance that you guys are going to kill it, man.
Man, nah, for real. Shout out my boy Patty Bow. It's gonna be lit this season. I got a feeling, guys. I said it last year, John V. I got a feeling. I really think this might be the year. So, but we're not gonna jinx it. I'm just saying.
No, man. It's
Super Bowl?
I didn't say it. You said it. I didn't say it. I just said I got a feeling. I
got a feeling.
You know, Fly. I love it. I love it. As long as everybody else says it, the moment that I say it, I won't say it because I don't even do score predictions, bro. I'm telling you, I am not doing. I do not. Every time I did a score prediction, we lost the game. I'm not doing it. Okay, I put too much into the universe. It's just I'm going to sit pat, be seen and not heard, and it's going to be cool. But my thing is this, brother, as long as Kyle Shanahan, I say this all the time, bro, and I'll give you an idea of how I see him. I respect him because he's an offensive genius.
Yep.
But I think that he's ego driven, and I think that that's reckless. Right? I've got no problem with you being an ego. I have no problem with you having an ego amongst 53 alpha males. I got zero problems with that because I believe that you have to have an ego to manage those guys, right? But ego driven, bro, it's reckless. And there's a difference between having an ego and letting it drive you to the point that your decision making is clouded, and it's more to show you that I can do it because I'm a Shanahan.
Yep.
And I think that essentially is going to be Kyle's demise. He's got to get that under control and pull it together. And I think that there's not many guys that are going to get in his way, Fly. You know, D'Amico wasn't going to get in his way, bro. I gotta be in his good graces because I need a coaching job. You know what I mean? Like Wilkes isn't going to manipulate that. I think that Wilkes is the kind of guy that'll look you in the face and be like, you know what, bro? You're messing with my money. You're messing with my money. Don't mess with my money.
I don't think Steve Wilkes is going to get into Kyle's face. But I look at Shanahan as just like the new age Andy Reid and just like a mastermind behind the game, but just looking for his quarterback. If that's Trey Lance, if that's Brock Purdy, we don't know. But I think until he finds that, I think he's gonna fall short of the Super Bowl.
Yeah, bro. I mean, what were you doing? What were you doing when you were evaluating this kid? What are you doing? You went there and evaluated him. You didn't notice that he had mechanic problems. You didn't notice his eyes and his feet didn't match. His base was backwards. You didn't notice any of that? They knew that, Fly. They knew he was raw. They knew that. They said so.
But he said that he still feels the same way about Trey as they did when they drafted him. And if they move 3 first-round picks to get him, I think they truly believe that there's still something in there that he could turn into being a top quarterback in the league.
I believe that. But what are you do? What kind of destruction are you doing to this kid's mentals? What are you doing to his mental health? You know, you might feel that way. The problem is they say a lot of things, Fly, but they're not showing us. I mean, they're saying it.
Trey got a $23 million signing bonus, man. His mental should be fine. He needs to just focus on.
Exactly.
Dude, if your mentals aren't right with $23 million, I don't know what you're doing.
My mentals would be fine with $23 million. So he just
that's a fair point.
Focus on getting his starting spot back, doing whatever it takes, and let the chips fall where they may.
Agreed, bro.
Let's change the subject a little bit here. Which player in 49ers training camp so far, in terms of the good news that you've been hearing about them, are you appreciating the most or has surprised you the most? Let's say.
So what was the question again, back?
Like, which player in camp has taken a leap to where it's really, really surprised you and impressed you a whole lot?
Chris Conley, like his name's been flashing a lot.
He's been working a lot with Trey, getting some nice catches from Trey.
Yeah, in terms of players that we do know, Brandon Ayuk sounds like he's gonna fucking put up like 1,500-yard season. Yes, Kinlaw, Randy Daytona. I've been a really big Kinlaw hater. My boy Patty Bowe knows this. I think we should have drafted Justin Jefferson or CeeDee Lamb over him. But from what everything's been saying, I guess maybe bringing in Hargraves is what kind of made him get the best out of him. But they're saying Javon Kinlaw's been looking really good.
You know what? I really, really doubted Kinlaw, and I'm almost gonna be like one of those Trey guys where like, oh, who cares if he doesn't practice? I want to see the games. I mean, I just don't want. I just want to set the bar low for my own personal. I'm not trying to hate for my own personal excitement with Kinlaw though, just so I have no letdowns. Because now we did see him kind of do okay at points of times, but now it looks like he's doing his best that he's ever done in a practice. So I'm just gonna sit back and not even talk about Kinlaw too much. I just want him to do work and succeed without me hyping him up. You know,
I've been watching the NFL Top 100, and they had Jason Kelsey's highlights on there, and all I just remember him just taking Kinlaw out the club and just throwing him out the way for the NFC Championship and hitting the Lil Uzi Vert dance. Thank you. Look at John just shaking his head like, bro, that shit was disgusting, bro. Like
it
Kinlaw,
was.
We really need to see something from you this year, brother, because
he eats squirrels, bro. He eats squirrels.
That was crazy.
And he knocked off Grant Cohn's hat too. Remember that?
Listen,
yeah.
You better eat cows. You can't get thrown around. Eat cows.
Have you seen this guy in person? Like I seen him in practice last year, and I can see why he went as a first-round pick because he looks like a savage.
Yes.
But if you look like Tarzan and play like Jane, the league is.
That's been the case so far. That's been the case so far.
The league is always going to expose you.
I think that the weight. I think he was trying to control his weight to make it easier on his knees.
Yeah,
and he got tossed around like a rag doll, man. It's just what we did there. I will never call him a bust. I'm not ever going to do that because I know what a bust is, and Kinlaw hasn't been a bust.
And we know
he's been good when he was good.
And Kinlaw will try and find you.
He will find you. I'm not going to say anything. He's not a bust. Right? he's not a bust, but he is going to redeem himself at some capacity. And if it's a rotational piece where it minimizes the strain on his knees, then you manage him the best way you can and you get out of him what you can. I don't want another D Ford. That dude's still going to the bank cashing checks, bro. Still holding up. He's still holding up. I think he's still on the books, bro.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
One more year.
And I would have to say for me, Bash, it's got to be Drake Jackson, and I have really high expectations for Jalen Graham. Jalen Graham, I think, is going to be. He's making it tough. Listen, our linebacker core is going to be phenomenal. I think I'm a defensive guy, Fly, so I count on it.
It looks like
looking at D Winters.
D Winters, I just heard him have a really nice sideline to sideline tackle at one point. That was one thing I really heard him. Remember in OTA minicamps, they kept saying he was out of shape or something like that. But right now they kind of have Oren Burks and McCurry Ball as the possible guys who are going to take over where Aziz left. And I was hoping for a guy like D Winters or maybe Jalen Graham. It's always more fun when it's a rookie, but you never know who could fill that position, and we'll probably still get good production.
Jalen Graham.
How are you feeling, Mill? Are you medicated or what?
Definitely medicated. I want to see.
Me too.
I want to see D Winters knock the shit out of somebody in the Raiders camp. Like I feel like he has a big hit coming because I've seen his highlights and his highlight reel. If you haven't seen D Winters highlight reel, go put that on right now. That man is crazy.
Oh yeah,
he's phenomenal.
I had mentioned D Winters a few times on my mock draft shows, and he was the only player on all my mock draft shows that I actually played highlights for. So when we drafted him, and I was on the live draft show with Beto, a 9 or 6 podcast with him and East Coast Jess, The pick that I was the most excited for when I was doing my live draft reactions was the D Winners pick, and then they were trying to say he looked slow and chubby, and OTAs and minicamps. But that now they said he's looking. They're starting to see a bit more of that athleticism that people are ranting and raving about. Let me read 49 Tones comment really quick. He said, I think he's referring to possibly doing a YouTube comeback. He says, I may come back. Permitting with this new position hours, but I was thinking of some videos for the upcoming season. That'd be cool. Either way, we'll try to collab or something for Tony. If you're not that active on your 49er Tone YouTube channel, we can try to collab or something.
It's gonna be a fun season this year, man. You gotta do some videos.
Oh yeah. 49 Tone's been doing videos for years. If you don't know who he is, we were talking about Joe Shasky before the show started. Mill and I, because he's a big 95.7 the guy. Just go to 49er Tone's channel. It's Joe Shasky and 49er Tone sitting side by side. And I'm just talking at the game where Trey Lance threw that touchdown against Kansas City Chiefs in preseason Trey Lance's rookie years. So it was a really cool video to see Shasky interact with the caller. 49 Tone, I believe he's called 95.7 in the game too. And really quick, let's talk up really quick about defense. Because how do you guys feel about the whole secondary now that Wilkson put in and about Ji'Ayir Brown and the safeties? And you guys can talk about the DBs all as much as you want, man. Let's cover that. Okay.
Go ahead, John.
I think I'm a little bit concerned about Wilkes. I don't know whose channel I was watching, but they mentioned that he was very much hands-on with Charvarius Ward and Diamador Lenore, right? I really like, and I think we're spoiled having that coordinator on the sideline, just really having that interaction with the players, right? I just don't know how I feel about him in the booth, but I understand, like, if it's going to matter and make a huge difference because he can see 11 on 11, you know what I'm saying? If he can see it, God bless him, right? Like, whatever you want, whatever makes this defense stay and reclaim that number one spot, do whatever I don't care if you're in a hot air balloon, do what you got to do. But I think that's going to be a little different for me. I don't know if anybody else has those concerns. I think it's a little different for me. But as for the DBs, man, Lenore and that attacking the ball at its highest point, when we're playing like the Bengals, even the Browns have some guys that can go up there and get it. I fear that quarterbacks are going to attack. Look at what's his name? The Steelers. Oh God, what's his name? I'm drawing a blank, bro.
George Pickens.
George Pickens.
Yep.
Dude's nasty.
Yep.
If they target Lenore, I mean, I don't know that Lenore is going to be able to attack the ball at that high point. You know what I'm saying? Those 50-50 balls where you got to break them up. Lenore just, I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. So that concerns me. I'm really excited for Oliver Bash. I really think that Oliver is going to I think he's doing well. So I guess I'm excited for Ji'Ayir Brown, obviously, but I'm nervous for Lenore this season.
Really? Okay. I like Lenore. I think Lenore.
I love him. Good. No. I don't want to come off like I don't like Lenore. I love Lenore. I just fear that his measurables might. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but I fear that those measurables may play against him, especially when we're going for playing Cincinnati. Cincinnati, in my opinion, have the best receiving core in football. So. There's some boys and they're tough. I'm here in Ohio, so naturally I know what the hype is on them. I hear about them. I see a lot of them. So it is what it is, man. I think that the DB room doesn't. I'm not scared anymore, Bash. Remember last year? I was scared, bro. This year, I'm not scared.
I like Samuel Womack, man. Womack's looking good in training camp right now
too. Looking good too.
What were you gonna say, Bill?
I like Demo's chances this year because Steve Wilkes. I saw a clip of Demo, like you said, John. Steve Wilkes been very hands-on, a little bit of a micromanager, and you could tell Mooney Ward was not really feeling Just like him doing like all the
I know. I saw that too. I saw it, but I didn't know it was just me being weird.
What did he like? What did he like?
Ass, man. Like the micromanaging probably he was a little probably over it at that point in time. But if you notice in that clip though, Demo was really locked in on what Wilkes was teaching him right there.
Doing the reading rainbow. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And I really think Steve Wilkes is going to help Demo in that area of taking him to the next level. They said Josh Norman had his crazy breakout year with him. And Demo did start to come on late in the season last year. So I think he's going to do a pretty good this year. It's the NFL. Cornerbacks are still going to get the ball thrown on them. But I really feel like it's going to be shored up on that side with Demo this year. And we do have depth with Womack. I want to see Luter Jr. get out there when he gets healthy. And I really want to see Ji'Ayir Brown get some time because I think he's going to be a savage.
So what is it with Luter Jr.? Is it a bone bruise that he has on his knee? Was that what it was? I was hearing something like that. And so I hope. I mean, I was hearing a lot of good things about Luter Jr. in OTAs and mini camps. They're saying he's a bigger physical corner, but he was looking good and he looked like he might be able to challenge Demo. I was like, look, if Demo's still the starter, that just means we have even more depth. And who knows if this guy's really good, he could possibly challenge Demo or perhaps. So I was curious to see him. So we'll see what he's up to, man.
Yeah, no, Luter, I thought it was going to be a more serious injury, but he's out. He's been working on the sidelines and everything like that, and he's looking pretty solid. So I want to see him when he gets back in. But like John B said, Isaiah Oliver, I think he's like 6'2" or like 6'3". He's pretty tall, and he's going to be a nickel. So I think that's going to be a really good look, him having our nickel cornerback.
Randy Daytona says something that holds so many meanings, especially as this show's currently going. It's a Reading Rainbow reference. I can go twice as high. Something like I can touch the sky or something. Take a look in a book. It's a Reading Rainbow.
Hey, shout out.
That was the shit, man. LeVar Burton.
What's
LeVar Burton? LeVar Burton.
LeVar Burton.
Reading Rainbow.
Yeah, now my mom would stop the shout at me if I didn't say LeVar Burton. Shout out to LeVar Burton.
You call them the character of the movie from Roots. Oh, yeah. Like, damn, we're going way back. That was before your time.
We play that song on my show for our buddy that's a Cleveland Browns fan. We it's our joke that he's not quite, with it, so to speak. So funny. We make him. We always play that.
Yeah. Okay.
We cue
so
the
let
music.
them know he's got the Locker Room Rant channel. This is John V from the Locker Room Rant. If you don't know who he is, a really good YouTube channel. One of my favorites. I was on there yesterday. He's a 49er fan, and he grew up in Ohio, and his buddies that grew up with him. One's a Browns fan. One's a Buffalo Bills fan, and then they're always at each other's throats. It's a lot of fun. Check them out. The Locker Room Rant here on YouTube.
We argue 24/7, bro. We do it. We did it our entire lives for sports. It's all we've ever done. So we decided to bring it to YouTube and share it with everybody. But I mean, listen, it's not my 1,000 subscriber show today, Bash. Again, man, shout out to you and all the hard work that you put in, brother. Nobody knows how difficult it is to ride that out and those monotonous days where there's 3 people in the chat and you're wondering, why am I doing this?
Yep.
Am I doing this?
It happens.
You just stick to the grind and you remember that you're doing it for you and not for the subscribers. When they come, they come. And because of it, I met Bash, and Bash and I have never got to meet one another in person yet, Fly, but I feel like I've known him all my life. He and I have become buddies. I talk to him. I confide in him, and he does the same with me. We truly, this team and this podcasting, content creation, whatever you want to call it, really brought me a nice, good person into my life, and I appreciate him for it. And that's it. I'll get my face out of your lap now.
Thank you. No, I mean, I'm just saying, it's like I talked to him, like, I mean, I just got to be friends with him a couple years ago, but I feel like John V and I should have been friends like from high school till now. I mean, it's but for whatever reason we connected. Let me say what's up to this guy. Just got in. Thank you for your new subscriber, new viewer. You're not subscribed, hit the like button. Subscribe.
Hey,
RQ says Tyler. from 95.7 The Game OG. That's right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Tyler and I, he's a. I'm not on the 95.7 The Game chat all the time for the morning roast, but if I am, I was in there and Tyler would be in there and I'd say what's up to him, he'd say what's up to me, and lo and behold, we connect on social media, and I'd be like, for the longest time, I wanted to get this dude on the show. Last time we kind of had some technical difficulties.
Was on my line, John. He was really hunting me down, and I really appreciate you for getting me to get out of my shell and get on the podcast game.
Man, and you're gonna have your own YouTube channel. If you ever find the address for it, pop it in chat or at least DM me later, and I can put it in the video description, the description box. Says congratulations on 1K. Really, really appreciate you, man. Thank you very much. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. What's the last thing? Because I don't want to be here forever, and I just want to watch some TV and relax on the couch. But we had a beautiful show so far, though. By the way, just from all the awesome people in the chats and 49er Tone. I might want to hit up the Cardinals game early. I'm kind of thinking about that game. It could be cheaper tickets. But if there's anything else I have going on in the pipeline, I'll announce on here if I can. If I have something going on, or I can text you and tell you, man. So
if you're not too big into the family thing, or you get it out the way early in the day, the Christmas game to see Lamar Jackson is really good tickets for the buy right now, and I'm hoping Lamar.
Oh, really?
Jackson, okay. The price, it's really good right now for that. So check that out. Yeah, no, me and my boy Kev, we trying to get to that Cowboys game. That's the most expensive game right now on the ticket.
Man, Pittsburgh is crazy right now.
Crazy, man. Oh, really? How much they want for Pittsburgh?
They're between two tickets are anywhere between $800 and $900 right now. There's some that I could probably help change a light bulb up there in the stadium, but those are even like $300-400. And I mean, I want to go, but I don't want to be the only Niner. I mean, they'll throw my ass right over the edge, bro. Like they're not friendly in Pittsburgh, bro. Like they're not.
I don't think they're gonna be hostile like that. They're probably gonna talk shit. They're gonna talk shit.
Bro, the last time I was in Pittsburgh, they were throwing hot dogs at me, hot dog buns. Damn. Oh yeah.
Shout out Steeler Nation.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Debo's name and number on a Steelers jersey, custom. I'm just going to go there rocking it. It's going to say Debo Samuel and then 19. I'm just going to put Debo. I'm just going to wear a Steelers colors with like Debo on the back, right? Because I feel like
that'll fuck somebody up.
It's going to mess with them, right? But Pittsburgh, bro, is where I live in Ohio. The Pennsylvania border is just about like 35 minutes away.
Yep.
So you're in Pennsylvania, but out here it's Browns, Steelers, Browns versus Steelers. They hate each other with the passion. I mean, with violent passion.
Bro,
so
if you're right there, bro, you got to go to the Steelers game. It's the home opener.
I'm going to that. You're familiar with the 49er rush, that 49er rush travel.
John Chapman.
John Chapman's got that 49er rush. They travel.
Where they do these meetup. They do the meetups at away games. Yeah.
So we're gonna go Saturday night, kick it with the 49er rush crew in Pittsburgh, and then just beat somebody up for a ticket and go, bro.
Facts. I haven't sold.
Tone says selling the Cowboy game ticket alone will pay for my ticket all year, but I haven't sold it yet. I'm probably gonna go. How about them Cowgirls?
The Cowboys game is probably going to be it's going to be nasty. That's going to be a nasty rematch, bro. Oh my God. I'd be lying to you, Ty, if I told, or Fly, I'd be lying to you if I told you that game does make me very, very nervous, bro. They
want the redemption, and they got sneaky good pickups. I know my boy Kev hates on the Cowboys a lot, but they got Stephon Gilmore and Brandon Cooks. But I still like our chances, bro.
And Pollard is going to be healthy, God willing.
Yes. No. I mean, by then Trey might be starting, and we might be seeing offensive perfection, and it'll just be another statement game on the way to Super Bowl 6, guys.
I'd love to see that.
How confident are you guys in McKivitz? You guys like what you're hearing?
Okay, so I believe the first day of padded practices, he was killing it in the one-on-ones, surprisingly. That's good to know. He wasn't doing as great in the 11 on 11s. He still got some work to do, but at least that's a step in the right direction in terms of Kim McKivitz improving his one-on-one drills. I was one of those guys who was complaining that we didn't draft a tackle. I wanted DeJuan Jones from Ohio State, and we didn't make that happen, obviously. And so I was worried about the whole depth. And right now I'm worried even more because Jalen Moore, I don't know what the status on his injury is. He got injured. I don't know what was injured. I don't know if it's serious or whatever. If
I didn't even know he got injured.
Let me know. But if anybody have got the update on that, but I'm a bit worried about the offensive line though. But hopefully McKivitz steps up though. Sounds like he's looking kind of good. So we'll see.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, Feliciano should step up. I think he's pretty versatile on the line, right?
Feliciano's very versatile. Yep.
You got that dude. And I honest to God, I think that he's probably sneaky DL good and everybody knows it. And I don't think that he came here from making a playoff run with the Giants just to sit back and watch, bro. I think he's going to either compete for that center position or he's going to try to get right guard, right tackle, wherever it need be. I didn't even know Jalen Moore went down. When did he go down? And was anybody there? Did anybody see if he got up?
He went down like 2 days ago. I don't know how serious it is. They didn't say if it was like I don't think it's season-ending injury, so he should be fine. But with Cole McKivitz, I mean, I looked at it last year too when people were worried about when our left guard left last year to the Jets or whatever. O-lineman, like I don't sweat too much about that. If your O-line is the biggest reason why you lost the season, like then you were never ready in the first place.
I feel you.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like shout out to Banks. That's the homie from Hayward. And Burford, I really like Burford on the other side. And Brendan played good last year. Cole McKivitz cannot be any worse than my guy McGlinchey in pass rush. So I don't think it's going to be that big of a big deal and we still have the best offensive tackle in the league in Trent Williams. So
and I hear Trent Williams is balling his ass off in practice. I heard he was making Drake Jackson look stupid. And I know Williams is a beast, but I was like, I don't know. Do we need help for Drake Jackson? Is it going to be enough? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Iron sharpens iron.
Jackson, I mean, he's looks really, really good in certain drills. And according to Brad Graham and the FSF Niners, he was typing up some stuff about Drake Jackson looking amazingly athletic. Like he said, wow, this guy's a freak of nature, so hopefully we get to see that. But I just wish we had one more guy to help out. I don't know. We brought in Taco Charlton, right, on Tuesday, Taco Tuesday. But and now it's gonna be coach and the first practice, Taco Charlton was almost dominating in one-on-ones, and they even had him out there with the first team, and he even got a sack in practice. Join the team for one day.
I heard. That's good news, man. That's really good news. I love hearing that we
lost you there, John. Are you back, John?
Sorry,
John. You last heard what, bro?
I said I like. Let me figure out why I'm all. Anyway, I like that I'm hearing that players from other teams are coming here and succeeding under Kasarik. I absolutely love that. That makes me so happy, bro, because that means that their potential wasn't brought out of them, right? Where they were. Now, hear me out, dude. Did you guys hear that Cleveland Farrell? He actually ran into Purdy's arm.
the
surgical, the repaired arm. Did you guys hear that?
Yeah, I was surprised to hear it.
The ball. I mean, I think it sounded worse than what it was, but he tipped the ball where his throwing arm, and people just made a big deal out of it. So I don't think it was.
But I think it ended up sparking a fight. I think Jennings stood up. I think Jennings I think
they fought off a different play. I think.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. I remember hearing that too. Yep. Kenny says in the chat, what's Kenny saying? I don't think any offense this year is going to be able to handle our defense. Okay, there you go. We will be the number one blitzing D in the league. But man, we got some crazy potential in terms of blitzing. Our linebackers are already sick of blitzing. Red Warner, Greenlawn, and now we got already Hufanga. Isaiah Oliver, the nickel, can blitz his ass off, and Ji'Ayir Brown, the new safety, can blitz his ass off. It's going to be crazy, man.
Like, that's the word on the street. They've been really working with Ji'Ayir Brown. They've really been working on blitzing him, specifically him, as what I was hearing. So that's pretty dope. I'm a Buckeye fan, Fly. I don't know if you wouldn't know that, but now you do, my man. So Penn State is on my radar constant. So I saw a lot of Ji'Ayir Brown over this periods of time. So I'm stoked. I'm very, very happy that he's a 49er. You can imagine my excitement when we signed Bosa. When we drafted Bosa, I almost broke everything around me. I was so excited. I mean, I wish that was on video, Bash. We could probably have made some money off that alone.
You should have had your boys record you when we drafted or something.
Let me ask you, Fly. Any concerns that the Bosa contract hasn't been inked yet?
Nah, no concerns. That's the defensive player of the year. I look at it as just whenever happens is going to happen, and they're going to give him that money back that he's missing right now. I think Pat McAfee was going in today about that shit. If he gets to $1 million in missing or time missed, that's going to just be added on to whatever the signing bonus is. So I think that'll get done before the season. I'm going to say by the I think it's going to draw out to like maybe the second week of August after the Raider game.
I'm going to tell you.
I think by the end of next week, we have Bosa inked on pen and paper.
Next week, okay.
I mean, we should, because I'll tell you what. For every day that goes by that Bosa's not commanding that physicality, you understand what I'm saying? Getting into that, we know that the dude has always been just a god in his work, bro. He's so obsessed with the details, the small stuff. That's what makes him so special, is that he obsesses over that. And it worries me that if he's not getting those football reps, that contact that they're getting with pads, that's where soft tissue injuries rear their ugly head, when you're not getting that, when you're not commanding that physicality, that those hits. I don't know how else to say it, right? Like, you can lift and run and jog and do, but if you're not hitting one another, if you're not getting that physicality, that one-on-one with Trent, you know what I'm saying? That made him even better, in my opinion. But I think that San Francisco should have already had this ironed out, right? Like, you knew that this was happening. This guy didn't come out and surprise you. You've known who he was. It should have been in the works. I feel like it should have been that one contract that you're not prolonging. But that being said, Shanahan and that front office, Shanahan specifically, they love to move in chaos and controversy.
Yep.
It's like their smoke, bro. They throw that out there, bro, and then they move through all the chaos and controversy.
Fucking situation.
They do. And I fall for it every time, bro. Like, I got to take a heart pill, bro. Like, get it together.
Let me see
why are you doing this to me.
187 in the chat says BBNG, which at first I didn't know what it was. The first time I saw him throw it up there, but now I know it's Bang Bang 90 Game. So welcome to the chat.
Nice.
We're not gonna be on here for too much longer, though. We're winding down. So, is there any last Niner topic that you guys want to talk about before we go, or you guys cool ending it now? It's up to you guys.
I'm trying to think if there's that one topic that we always miss, Bash. There's always one between my show or yours. Nah, Moody is going to be Moody.
I'll take Moody. I'm about to get his jersey. I don't care.
Oh, you're going to get Moody's jersey? Okay.
Fuck it. I'm getting a Moody jersey.
Oh, shit. He's going to get a Moody jersey.
It's good.
I mean, you might as well, bro. He's going to be the kicker of the future. You're not going to go wrong there.
Yeah, they say he's looking pretty badass. I mean, so we'll see.
I mean, he missed one at 43 from 43, and that's the stuff that I don't give a damn if you can kick it 60. Kick it 40. Will you make the stuff you should make, and then worry about the cute stuff later, right?
Yeah.
Make those at 43. Get those out of the way. And then go out there and show off and get everybody excited. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. He's young. He's going to put the work in. I have no doubt in that, Bash, I'm trying to think, bro, if there's anything that
I was hearing some good stuff about Braden Willis, the tight end. that he's looking to be one of the better tight ends in camp.
Yeah, I heard he's looking better than Latu right now in practice.
Yeah, and they see a lot of run after the catch or yards after the catch type of situations with Braden Wilson tight end. So
all I know is Ross Dwelly, brother, FedEx and Uber are still going to be hiring.
Oh, damn! Hey! First you go hard at Seahawks fan, now you go hard at Dwelly.
No, I like Ross Dwelly, but he's a good dude, but just not a good football player. Like
I remember one year in the preseason he was doing really, really good, and I was really, really excited about him. Yeah. And I called on Rombo. Rombo's like, "What what do you think about Ross Dwelly?" I was like, "Dude, it's not Dwelly. It's Dwelly. It's Dwelly." Because he was balling in one of the preseasons, and then once the regular season came around, he didn't do shit. So I thought I was like, "Oh, I don't know, man."
He's a good dude. But
who do we have before that? We had Selleck time. Selleck time. Remember Jimmy G? When Jimmy G first joined the team, he's throwing touchdowns to Selleck.
Yep. Selleck was dope. I was fucking with Selleck.
Selleck was cool. He was a bit of an overachiever. And Kevin Stone, he's laughing his ass off.
I'll just never forget George Kittle's first season balling with Nick Mullins, and I'm just like, who the fuck is this guy just running for like 80-yard touchdowns, man, with the hair flowing?
Mullins could throw yards for yards, but he just couldn't win games. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. George Kittle, 85. Can't wait.
Yeah.
I do. I remember my first comments on George Kittle before I knew that he was just a dominant being, just a phenomenal energy. Like I knew nothing about this dude. I'm like, what is happening? Who is this dude? And he's amazing. He's got a smoke show for a wife. He's just killing it. And he's honestly, I think, the face of our franchise. Fly.
Shout out to who, Tyler?
Shout out Claire Kittle. Fire.
Oh, okay, Claire.
All respect, George. All respect. But the cleanest touchdown I seen from Kittle was the Seattle game. Me and my boy Pat was at the Seattle game that he tiptoed down the sideline and went to the end zone. That was like 2 years ago, I think, from Jimmy. Shit was crazy, man. It was crazy.
It's a funny comment. He said, "No nicknames for Ross."
Yeah,
I got it at Ross, man. They said nicknames are earned, not given. There you go.
That's true, Kevin. That's true, man.
Hey, Ross Dwelly's nickname is, I think my Uber driver's here.
Oh, damn! Shout out to Uber.
Dude, Dwelly was the guy that could catch the ball, but he couldn't run for a damn thing, bro. Slow.
He's not fast. He's really not.
You had the blocker either.
No, man. He must know where the bodies are buried because they keep him around, bro. Like it's weird.
You could get by with just being a good dude, man. Like they need that in the locker room.
Politics. They got the click.
I've realized that, bro.
So you never know.
Yep. I've realized that entire "you're a nice guy" will just pay you millions of dollars to just be here. Like that bothers me, bro. Like Belichick doesn't do that. It
only goes so far. That's why they got those draft tight ends in the draft this year. So
yeah,
yes sir. Hey, and I've heard a little bit of mixed reviews for Latu, but something tells me he can bring a decent element. He doesn't have to be the star. He could be the second or third tight end or whatever. But something tells me that we'll find a way to make it happen and make Latu useful in whatever packages and sets. He's one of the few guys on our team that can body people out and high point the ball. So he could probably use it in the red zone. You never know.
I have no fear. I think that if they took this kid, they took him early, their plan to develop them are going to be no problem at all. If you got George Kittle leading the tight end room, you're gonna be in good shape. I'm not gonna get nervous about Latu at all. I think more so. I'm just worried about Juwan Jennings, man. I just hope that he doesn't get edged out next year. I worry about it, man.
Next year, but this year, I think Juwan's gonna be fine. He'll be in the mix.
I love Juwan, bro. I love that dude. He's such a dog on that offense. Somebody's got to be the Draymond Green of the offense, and that's that man right there, bro.
Hey, I'm never gonna forget when I saw him on ESPN. I think it was after we won whatever game that was. It was late in the season, and he said, "Man, we play football Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It don't matter." I was like, "Look, I'm a fan of this guy today."
I like Juwan. Hey, I just want to say I can't be on here that much longer. Let me just say what's up to everybody in the chat. Saw a lot of new faces. Some of them were Fly Mills, Tyler Miller's friends and all that. So that's awesome. Bringing people to the channel. Appreciate it. And once your YouTube channel drops, I'll be there, but I'll make sure I'll bring my boys, all Niner fan content creators, to watch you, subscribe to you, and just get at me on Twitter, tag me on whatever stuff you got to promote your channel on Twitter. I'll retweet it for you.
Channel too, brother. I got you.
I appreciate you, bro.
Subscribe to the Locker Room Rant right here.
I will reciprocate that, man. As soon as you drop those addies, man, I got you, man. I'll add you. That's your Twitter handle, right?
Fly Ass Mill. Everybody follow me.
You got Fly Ass Mill. Yeah, he's on Twitter.
Yes,
okay, man. I'll definitely.
Everybody in the chat toured up today. The chat was hella active. We had some good callers. John V was one of our callers from Locker Room Rant. My special guest, Tyler Miller, well-known caller from 95.7 The Game. It was a 1,000 subscribers show.
Yeah, shout out to 1,000 again, bastard.
Yeah, thank you.
Well deserved, my man. Well deserved.
I'm happy. I feel good that I have this platform where I can converse with amazing, awesome people like you guys and previous guys I've had on my show. And people in the chat, it's just been an amazing, fun experience. And I just think there's a whole lot more to go from here, man. And anybody who needs help with the content creator community, they know I've been helpful, and they want to have me on their channel, help their channel out. Sure, not. I always retweet stuff for other people's channels. I just think you have to have the mindset that it's a team kind of thing. Try not to be in it for yourself. Try to do it like a team, just like the 49ers are a team. We got different players that play different positions. Nice. And Kevin Stone says, great show, fellas. Thank you for the content.
My boy Kev Stone.
Yeah. Awesome, thank you guys for watching 49er Minded, where we get into the minds of 49er fans. So keep repping those 49ers and stay 49er minded. Peace. Let's get the 49ers.
Later, family.
Training camp preseason. Fuck up Pittsburgh Steelers week 1. Let's go, baby. Yeah. Come on, 49 faithful, let's get it.
Because it's 49er mind.
We gotta do this one time for the Empire.
It's 49er mind. It's 49er mind.
We gotta get that brick by brick real quick.
49er mind.
Yeah. Yo, we can't listen to them haters, man.
49er mind.
We from the Bay.
49er mind.
We them San Francisco 49ers.
49er mind.
We got that red and gold blood inside us.
49er mind.